Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Wrestle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Cory Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of RASSLE Rock. We're all tired and we're all quarantined and we're all frustrated. But hey, on the table.
You go from a surprising, wasn't supposed to happen, 75-degree, beautiful day yesterday to right back to dark and raining again.
Yeah, it's just pouring out. It's gross. It's all, ugh. It's all disgusting.
This would be, if it wasn't quarantine, this would be the lazy day anyway. But it's just every day. I've just been playing Modern Warfare till my eyes bleed like every day with my friends. Shooting people. Yeah. I don't know if that's healthy. I'm playing these games.
I think it's less healthy if you suck at the game. I've been playing DayZ and just getting murdered every single time. That game is rough. Yeah, DayZ. It's like a post-apocalyptic type of thing where everybody in the game is another player somewhere online. And there's zombies running around, but also you got to find food, you got to find water. If you're outside in the rain too long, you can die of hypothermia. It's like Oregon Trail, basically. You can just die instantly from anything. You drink bad water, you get sick, and it's all crap. It's so insane. It's life. It's freaking life, man. It's life right now. You got to learn how to do everything. They don't give you instructions.
Rick's gonna have a meltdown.
I am, seriously. I found 4 different guns in the game with 4 different bullets to different guns. So I've been playing this for a week. I have yet to even fire a gun. One time I found the same bullets for the same gun, and they're like, no, you can't load that because you don't have an empty magazine. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It's called DayZ.
DayZ, yeah, DayZ. It might be called Days.
Not like the flower. But not like a flower, like a daisy.
Right.
Like a Z-Day.
You're playing this on Steam?
No, this is on PS4.
Oh. How come we're not friends on PS4? Huh?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just got the ability to go online like a couple of weeks ago. So we could have been friends.
Yeah, it's a
Mark's online. That's it.
It's a real task figuring that whole part out.
You playing this WK 2020 or whatever it's called. I can't play any of those wrestling games anymore. 2K, whatever.
Yeah.
I have one of them, and I literally played it for 40 minutes and put it in the box and never played it again.
Right.
It's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. Just 2K, whatever.
Yeah.
They're absolutely terrible.
I can play some of the older ones, like 2K16 I thought was all right. The one with Steve Austin, that whole storyline, his whole backstory and all that, I thought that was okay. But anything after that is really, really difficult.
It was really, really difficult watching Kairi Sane take one of the most brutal bombs.
Nia Jax and Kairi Sane.
Okay, do you want to start with this? Because I'm already heated.
Please.
I'm already here.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm going to slap all your faces off of your faces.
Yeah, we started, 2 weeks ago? She made her return. I'm like, okay, I'll give her a second chance. 2 weeks later, already, she is injuring people. The hell?
I didn't rewatch it, but people were saying if you rewatch it, you can hear, I guess, Kairi saying not set. That she wasn't ready for the bump, and Nia just throws her.
Throw her anyway.
And not only that, she throws her where she can't even see where she's throwing her.
It's awful. Yeah, it's not a good look at all.
Not at all. No.
I honestly, it's a shame, but I honestly think the Nia Jax experiment is over. This woman is dangerous. She hurts too many people. She doesn't. I understand the appeal to have a female monster, like a female Andre the Giant type character, but it's not her. It's not. No. I mean, all those years she could wrestle. Like she's a phenomenal wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
That girl Regina Gonzalez looks like, and NXT looks like they could probably bring her up and do the role. And she seems to be doing it better than Nia Jax is at an earlier rate in her career.
Yeah.
So
is she the girl who pinned? She like pinned the other girl against the cage in that cage match. Was that the girl you're talking about, like Raquel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonzalez, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
I know the last name is Gonzalez. She's what's her name? Why am I blanking on her name?
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai's heater.
Yeah.
I think she's a better wrestler already than Nia. And Nia's been around for like 6 years in WWE.
It's crazy. And what was the whole thing with? She had a move, that move that Paige used to do, but then she stopped doing it.
Yeah, now she has a new finisher, which is basically a pop-up Samoan drop.
Yeah.
Which terrifies me every time I see her catch anybody and try to drop them. So I'm waiting for her just to land with her full weight on top of the person because she's so reckless. And it's just a shame, man. Like, but I'd rather see Kairi Sane healthy.
So something I saw that was kind of cool. The MVP had like the best match he's had since he's been back.
Yeah.
Against Apollo Crews, but like, it was like doesn't matter. But
MVP time.
What's that? Yeah, because he had time.
He could show how talented he still is. The other matches were basically squashes. So it was good to see MVP in an actual real match. So a lot of people didn't know who MVP was when he came back because it was such a he's been gone. I don't know how many years. 10?
2005 or something like that.
2005.
Yeah. So
that was like
gone.
An obscure time to be a wrestling fan.
Yes. And to be gone that long and you weren't a name like Kurt Angle who can go away for that many years and come back, people remember you. I thought it was like a disservice to him to just be squashed. Yeah, a couple of times. So it was good to finally see. It shows people don't know who he is, like the talent that MVP was back then. And the only thing I can recommend, if anything, go with his feud with Matt Hardy where they kept trying to one up each other for a while. I forget what year that was. I have to look it up.
Yeah, yeah. Just Google how to swerve a tornado.
I'm surprised they didn't put together any kind of package, like any kind of video package for MVP when it came back.
There was no like real build up to it. Because it was I felt like it was only supposed to be like a Royal Rumble surprise. Like I don't think it was supposed to be like a full run or anything. But then it just kind of became that.
Yeah, but I also think it's the arrogance of the WWE. Or like, well, it's MVP, and it's like, yeah, but we haven't seen MVP since like 2004. And you're looking at it's now almost 20 years later, 15 years later, and like people are supposed to know this guy. Like,
but he did do stuff in TNA, so people, I guess they gave TNA enough credit by going like, well, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, but MVP was a accessory in TNA more than he was a player.
I was gonna say, man, you really look at TNA, who are the people that you actually heard their names in TNA? Like if you were someone who didn't watch it, it was always AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and a little bit you would hear Rob Van Dam more than anybody out of TNA than anything.
Yeah.
You weren't hearing any names. Like Eric Young came over and like we know who he is, but a lot of people had no idea who Eric Young.
Yeah.
And he was a big deal at TNA for a few years.
Dude, he was so talented too. Like when he did the Showtime stuff back in the day, like back in like the early 2000s, Eric Young was really good. And like then when he did that like World Cup stuff in TNA, and he like was like the lead of that faction, that was really good. Like that was probably the time that probably would have been the best for him to come to WWE when he was like at his best.
Mm-hmm.
but he got to the point where he was like, well, I just want a job where I'm making a lot of money, so I'll take one.
Dude.
And then, well, I guess in NXT, the whole what was the faction?
Sanity. Yeah.
Sanity. And P90X. The beach body workout.
P90X, I've seen people on that, man. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Works
Also,
if you
the entire workout's nothing but muscle confusion. That's all the entire workout is.
I forget who I was talking to the other day about talking to somebody the other day about Insanity. Like they downloaded Insanity and we're doing that as a workout. The same guy.
Yeah.
Or not the same guy, but the same company.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
But I was like, it's been out for like 10 years and people are still using it and get some incredible results from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the guys came to just checks. I mean, they haven't done anything with Bobby Roode, and he's actually probably one of those names, that you heard from TNA like over the years. And look, they haven't done anything with him. I mean, now Zigular's running around. He's not even, I guess, because of the quarantine, he's not even helping Zigular with Otis.
Zigular. It's like instead of going straight to the left, you're just going, Zigular.
That's what do you think they're doing with Apollo Crews now? Is this the beginning of an actual push, or is this
I see this is Paul Heyman's third attempt at Ricochet. Like he tried Ricochet and Vince McMahon soured on him. Then he went to what's his name? I forgot his name. Ricochet's tag team partner, which is
Cedric
Alexander, and Vince McMahon's like no. So now I think this is his third attempt at the Ricochet project, where now he's going to use Apollo Crews.
I think they're going to be a good tag team. Like if they keep on working at it, I think they're going to be a good tag team.
I think they should all be like a faction. And make it some kind of lettered faction where basically it's like Vince McMahon hates us. Letters.
Then we have the Forgotten Sons and then the Unwanted Sons.
They should just have T-shirts. You know why Vince hates us. With a winky face. You're racist.
Forgotten Sons?
Oh man, I didn't even go there.
Oh my god,
I don't even go there in my head. Sorry. Go ahead. What were we saying, Rick?
Forgotten Sons actually got some play this week on SmackDown. They actually got good time and everything else. That was kind of cool.
They're a talented group, man. I think they need someone to talk for them now. None of them are good talkers. I think they need someone. I think they need a mouthpiece with them. But they're talented guys. I mean, is it the one who used to be part of? Why am I blanking out today? You can tell I just woke up.
Blake Murphy and
Wesley Blake is really talented.
That's what Wesley. I didn't even know that.
The Blake.
I think they're really talented guys. I just think they can't talk. They need someone to talk for them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Selena Vega's killing it.
Yeah.
With her 3-man faction, like they're showing that you put the right mouthpiece on a bunch of guys, it works. She's killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They could use like a Paul Ellering type character.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like it's exactly the name I was going to say. Like a Paul Ellering, like somebody, or maybe give them Zeb Coulter.
Zeb Coulter.
Yeah.
I think he left, right?
Yeah, he's gone, but I didn't bring him back.
Bring him back.
He could match like the All-Americans and, like put him with, these are war vets. Like these are soldiers. Like it would make sense to put Zeb Coulter with him.
I don't know.
I can't see.
I can't much of a un-American guy.
Still beat up anymore. He comes out in his little scooter, trying to cut a scathing promo while he's on a RASSLE.
It would be funny if they were like, refer to our manager Zeb Coulter, and then they put it on the screen and it was him from home on his laptop.
I don't think it could be intimidating when you look like you're shopping at Walmart. You should go to RASSLE yelling into a microphone.
Oh my goodness! But speaking of people that they might be bringing back, I'm hearing Sarah Logan might be getting a second chance here. A lot of people are throwing her name around, saying they never should have let her go. Probably a lot to do with what's his name from the Viking Raiders. That's our husband, right?
Eric,
yeah.
Eric Raymond Rowe.
So,
why though? They really don't have anything going on either.
Well, didn't they just do an arm break gimmick with her and Shayna Baszler?
Yeah.
So I mean, once again, one more time, an example of like under the radar. It's the perfect time to switch teams, to figure something else out. Like she doesn't need to be, she could probably be a bigger fish in a smaller pond.
Yeah.
Instead of lost in the shuffle.
I don't know though. I don't know if her character could be. I mean, all they have is coming out in tree bark camo with weird like deer antlers painted upside down on her face. Like,
what if they acted like they sprayed her with the dough piss that hunters use, and like nobody wanted to lock up with her, nobody wanted to get in the ring with her, and like it's at home. You know what I mean? Like the building's empty. Nobody knows that she doesn't actually have the dough piss on her. People are just like, oh God, what is that? They sprayed her with dough piss.
I forget what that's called. My dad has that at the house.
Old dope piss Logan coming to the ring again. God, why do I have to work her?
Sarah dope piss Logan.
Just sprays Divas with it while they're in a ring and a bunch of deer run in and run her over. I don't know why they didn't I don't know why once they announced that she married him, I don't understand why they didn't put her with them. I mean, they're doing it with Bianca.
Episode.
They're doing it with Bianca, and that is not getting over at all. It's really obnoxious. Like the Street Profits, how they were cheering her on this week, and Jerry Lawler literally got in the microphone. I don't think that was written when he said that. Guys, this is a little too much. I think Jerry Lawler was actually annoyed because he did the screaming and the over-the-top pushing of who she was really annoying.
Well, I think that was written for them, for them to do that. I think they were told go out there and be over the top and get her over like that. And Lawler's just had enough. He's like, this is giving me a headache.
Do you remember Role Models? The kid was like, you Ben Affleck. You what? You Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is who the one Street Profits guy reminds me of.
You think maybe that's what it is? Maybe it was written and they're trying to make it look like, like we're out of touch type people and this is what people want.
Maybe.
The people are fans of and all that. We're out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I don't like it. I mean, they're pushing her worse than Shayna Baszler right now.
Yeah.
At least Shayna are slowly rebuilding her with the breaking the arms thing. Mm-hmm. It's like they're almost building her back up from nothing.
They should have Shayna Baszler break dudes' arms too.
I think they should. She's a legit tough guy. Like, why don't they have her break a couple like these guys are bringing up from the performance centers just to get beat up by Sheamus and all that. You should have her break one of their arms.
Yeah, why not?
Do it in the back. Do it while she's walking in the back hallway. Have some dude we don't know say something. Have her drop the dude in the back hallway and bust his arm. You don't even have to be in the ring. I would, that would be cool.
Should be called the Arm Break Kid.
If she's just like walking past somebody who's doing push-ups and she's like, screw you, stomp.
Did we get into that really bad acid trip from Friday night or what?
Which part? The Triple H thing?
Shawn Michaels came out. I did not understand what the hell was going on that last 15 minutes at all.
I just saw it posted on YouTube, but I didn't watch it.
It was supposed to be basically be like a roast of Triple H.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw like that The Rock sent in something.
I don't know what was going on, dude. And then Vince McMahon came out and like trashed Triple H, but then trashed himself. I'm the one who brought the gobbledygooker. Like I didn't get any of it.
It was a grasp for content, as we said last week.
There was a lot of inside stuff in there that we just were not privy to. Like there was like the gobbledygooker thing. They said like, Bailey, this is your life. And a lot of stuff that was, what did he say? It was like, have a good night, Padre, or whatever when he left. Like Padre was apparently some inside joke that we weren't in on. But
yeah,
like that's kind of what the whole thing was.
Yeah, it looked more like it was like fan service to themselves. Like they were just happy to like they were just in there like ribbing each other and didn't care about anything.
Hop in the locker room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, Rick, dude, you missed out last night. You missed out yesterday afternoon. We had a Zoom meeting with a whole bunch of wrestlers. There was like 20 of us in there, and all we did was like make fun of each other and it was a good time. We told some locker room stories. We told some Rock and Rebel stories, some Mike Tartaglia stories. It was a real blast. We made fun of Ty Awesome a bunch.
Yeah, I was out grocery shopping. By the time I got back, I was like, "Oh, I left already. We're done." I'm like, "Damn it!" But yeah, it sounded like a good time.
It was.
I do it with a bunch of MMA fighters every Saturday night. We all like meet up at 10 o'clock at night, and all they do is like, "What are you drinking?" "Well, I'm drinking this." And they put it in the window. "What are you drinking?" "I'm drinking this."
Well, like a lot of us had shows scheduled. Like that was our last shows on the calendar. You know what I mean? April, what was it? 25th?
Something like that. Yeah, whatever.
We had shows on the calendar, and we're like, well, since we're all not at our shows, let's all hang out with each other. And that was what we did. It was neat.
Nice. Yeah, gotta find something to do. You know, I there's no real way to put on a wrestling show through Zoom. Might as well just sit around and shoot the crap with everybody.
Killian was drinking White Claws.
Yeah,
he got all basic bitch on White Claws. And we're like, yeah, it's a show day, and he was like, oh yeah, it is. I was like, yeah, dude, your music's playing, and he like ripped his shirt off and like went into the sink and wet his hair. Be back. It's just a funny experience, man.
I was drinking rum last night, so I was showing all the stuff I was mixing it with last night because they were like asking bartending tips, and I'm like, nope. I was like, you wanna know how you make bad rum taste better? And I just did this. Ginger bitters and bad rum always works.
I don't know, drinking them, it's never bad.
Besides that, wrestling's been really quiet. I mean, AEW did the same stuff again. I mean, basically they did another shot at Vince McMahon. Jericho killed it as a commentator as always.
Dude, he's been so good narrating the Beyond Dark Side of the Ring stuff.
Yeah.
It's been
a great job with that too, yes.
Yeah, it's been so cool.
I saw Snuka. I did not see Dino Bravo this week. I thought Snuka was very thin. They didn't have a lot to really do the documentary to stretch it.
Yeah, it was a real reach.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at the evidence and his drug patterns. I definitely believe he killed that girl. So.
Yeah, I mean, why would you put that in? Why would you just not include that in your book? Like, you come out with a book, just if you're denying murdering somebody, just don't include that part. Don't say a different side of the story as you said 10 years ago and then 10 years before that.
Was it named like OJ's book? If I did kill her.
Had I done it.
That's what it is. Had I done it, yeah.
Some dumb. It was like, what if I did it, or some stupid shit.
Jesus, what a psycho,
dude. They did another at-home SNL yesterday.
Yeah,
and they did a OJ Simpson tweet video joke where Keenan was dressed as OJ Simpson doing an impression of OJ Simpson, and he was like, "Oh, you guys did the at-home SNL last week, thinking that would be a one-time thing, and then you have to do it again this week. I know what that's like to not think you had to do two things, but you did it anyway."
Set out to do it one time, and then you had to do it twice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was thin material. I think the documentary could have been shorter. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they gave a lot of time to the family, but it's just, you know, man, it's all this stuff that's putting like a bad taste in your mouth about like the WWE and how they like Snuka like basically murdered this woman, and they still had to do the Don Morocco feud and all the other crazy stuff.
Here's a PSA, folks. If your name's Nancy, don't get involved with the wrestler.
Jeez, that's bad.
If you can learn anything from Dark Side of the Ring, stay away from wrestling if your name's Nancy. Simple as that.
Who wins wrestling? Let's get the fuck out.
I think now is a good time to take a break, and we'll come back.
I was going to ask any of you guys, did any of you get Jim Ross's second half, like the other book?
Under the Black Hat?
Under the Black Hat, yeah. Did any of you guys get that?
No.
Hey, what is up, everybody?
I was just wondering if it was any good, or because it's supposed to be like all his WWE run, most of his WWE run.
To do with the loss of his wife and all that stuff too. Yeah, I like started placing the order. I have the cart ready to check out on the site, but I have not checked out.
Yeah, I got to finish this book I have over here, which has nothing to do with wrestling, and then I'll probably pick up that one. I was just wondering if it was any good, or any of you guys read it yet to check it out.
I'm reading a book about how to make a living in comedy. Not learning anything new.
Follow Joe Rogan, follow Bill Burr, listen to those guys talk about how they applied their craft. That's basically it.
All you got to do is write a goddamn book about how to make a living in comedy to make a living in comedy. Because people will buy the damn book.
That is true. I didn't think about that. That is true then. Yeah.
What did you do? Well, nothing. I'm not making a living in comedy, but what you do.
Like, well, you got to have a good following. Yep. Yep, that's right.
Get that good following in there, and you'll be a success. But that, make sure you have a lot of followers on Twitter, and that's it.
Dude, that's how life is now, though, man. Like, you know, one of us needs to get like a serious, social media presence. That way we can get fresh faces to the show.
Right.
But, I think that's what Matt's doing on his hiatus. He's just building up his social media presence.
He's had a blue check mark for years.
It's true.
It's done nothing.
But that's all it is now. It's just get a social media. I did a show. We're getting off wrestling, but I worked a show at the Fillmore where it was a girl who was like a YouTube comedian. Like she went around and like I don't even know what she did on YouTube, but they told me basically she did comedy on YouTube, and she had some like 4 or 5 million followers or something like that.
Damn.
And it wasn't just me. Like, you know, I don't want to get nailed as being like sexist or anything, but it was me, one of the gay gentlemen that I work with, and this girl. We were standing there talking about how that was the worst comedy show we had to sit through, and it was an hour. So it was an hour long, but there was like all these like women from the suburbs, like all these like white women from the suburbs that are watching and laughing their asses off, and we were cringing the entire time we were sitting at the bar having to watch the show.
Well, like that kind of stuff sort of gives like people who study the craft and mastered how to do it and like really paid their dues in it a bad taste. But it's like a, you know, it's a living in comedy, I guess.
All I did is when we were there and they're like, and the one girl's like, are all women comics this bad? I just started going through a list of women comics for her to check out. I was like, check this girl out, check this girl out, check this girl out. They'll make you laugh. They're real comics. This girl's just a YouTube personality.
Funny story about that. I got comped tickets to Helium once, and I brought my friend Steve. You guys know Steve Dotson?
Sure.
And we saw Rachel Feinstein at Helium, and he hated her. He hated her. Like, I was like, dude, she's funny. Just like, be cool. And he was like, yeah. And he was out loud going, not funny. I was like, I get you're miserable, but don't make this miserable for everybody else.
Right.
So another PSA, don't heckle at a comedy club. It's just not cool.
Wrecking everybody else's stuff.
So I saw TJ Miller, this just what you're talking about. I went and saw TJ Miller this past November would have been a year when I saw him, a while back. And I took my lovely friend Amy with me, who lives up in North Jersey. We went to the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey, to see TJ Miller. And she's drinking. And she starts yelling out loud, like heckling TJ Miller. And she leans over to me. She's like, yeah, my friend told me. She's like, I've never been to a comedy show. My friend told me the best thing you do is you antagonize the comedian while you're here. So her friend like ribbed her and told her like talk. Dude, I was like, no, that's the worst thing you can do. And she just wouldn't shut up. TJ Miller just trashed her while we're there. And then just ignored her for the rest of the show after he trashed her. She's like, I was told you're supposed to do that. I was like, no. Shut up. Whereas wrestling, you can heckle all you want.
Speaking of,
I miss it though, man.
Sorry, Cory, you brought up Steve Dotson. He just texted me today. Did you get the news about our movie that's out? The 90%.
Yeah.
So what is the story?
He told me yesterday.
There's a professor in China that is adding this movie to the Chinese to his English class curriculum.
Yeah. So
he's teaching Chinese.
It's like a few albums, a few movies, and our movie, the 90%, is now on the curriculum for learning English as a second language in China for these students.
That's bizarre.
The movie, the 90%, starring Rick Connor and Cory Castle, which means there will be people in China telling other people in China, stop being such a tampon and get over here.
Stop being such a tampon.
Yeah, it's one of the best lines of the movie.
That's the line in the movie. Stop being such a tampon.
Yeah, it does not hold up well as far as like PC things go. Like it's not a PC movie at all. It's on my YouTube channel. Check it out. It's wonderful.
It's actually really it's one of the, if not the most fun things I've ever done. One of my favorite things I've ever done as an actor, and writing some of those scenes, seeing them like performed was some of the coolest stuff that I've ever experienced.
Yeah, that was
like
neat.
the stuff that Rick acted out with the guy who played Godfrey, Tony. Some of those scenes, like I had written those scenes, so hearing them say the lines and go back and forth, especially the stuff that Rick was saying in his performances, were like some of my favorite stuff I've ever, as a filmmaker, ever done.
Actually, you guys gave me an idea. So the squad that listens to the main squad that listens to the show and checks it out, Nick, Sozio, Bomb Boy, all you guys, pick a wrestling movie and hit up Rick or Cory, because I know none of you guys have my stuff except for, well, Bomb Boy doesn't. Tell him, give him a movie with a wrestler in it and make me watch it, and I'll give you a review of each one of these terrible movies. Now it's slow. I can review. I will review like movies with wrestlers in it.
That's a good idea.
Or we all can do it. We all can watch it on our own and do a review of.
Yeah, I'd be down with it.
Rick, you'll be very happy to know that I have only one more movie to watch, and I've caught up to all the MCU stuff.
Oh, nice.
What movie?
Endgame is all I have to watch now.
I cried like a baby.
Yeah, bring a box of tissues. I watched that recently for like the third or fourth time, and I still cried like 4 or 5 times during the movie. Yeah,
I haven't watched it all the way to the end again because of that.
I actually have to finish. I have to finish Ant-Man and Wasp. I watched Ragnarok and Infinity Wars yesterday.
Yeah, either that or they could pick a movie for us and we could watch it and review it live. We could all watch it together.
That'd be cool.
We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to do that with Ghost Dad.
Okay.
Is there anybody from wrestling in Ghost Dad? Is Terry Funk or somebody?
Probably. Cory show. We could do it for yours. I have to find a Ghost Dad.
It doesn't exist anymore. Bill Cosby has been canceled.
But yeah, like I would have like if people want to pick like anything from No Holds Barred to The Marine, any of like the real bad ones. We can't trash that one. That movie's too slow. I was gonna say Blade Runner with Batista in it, but that movie's so slow. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But
we can do like The Chaperone or something like that. Something.
Sharknado 5 with Jericho plays the carny at the the roller coaster.
Well, Jericho also plays the clan member in Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah,
that movie's terrible.
I love that movie. What? How is it?
It was great.
It is. I almost threw something at the TV, and I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. That is hands down the worst movie he's ever made.
Why? How? It's
not funny. It's not funny. It seems like he's still stuck in a year like 99. Like all his jokes are still the same.
It's a sequel to that movie. What did you? It's
Jason Mewes looks like an old lady now. He's creepy looking.
Well, that's what heroin does.
Well, it's like that Full Mouth of Dentures.
Yeah.
Is that what it is too? Like, did he have his teeth replaced? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He looked creepy, man. There's something wrong with he doesn't look right through the entire.
Well, again, drugs.
Oh man, I just didn't find it funny.
It's not a joke. Drugs really messed him up. Like really messed him up.
I didn't watch that. Didn't they do a documentary on that or something?
They might have. But I know they got that Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. Their podcast that they do. The beginning of that is like lays it all out, like everything you ever did. So,
I don't know. I kind of think it should have ended at Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I always thought that was.
They released one new episode of that podcast once a year.
What?
It's Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
Oh yeah.
It only comes out once every 6 months or something. It's hard to follow.
All right. Well, since we're not talking about wrestling, do who wins wrestling this week, or we just fade out and then?
Yeah, we can do it. We drifted off a bit. It's been a really slow news week. Not too much has happened.
It's basically the only thing in the news right now is I apologize. The guy who used to run the NCAA that Vince McMahon hired for the XFL is suing Vince for $20 million, which is basically the entirety of his contract since Vince McMahon pulled the rug out from under the XFL. I hear a lot of rumors. There's a bunch of mom and pop shops that went bankrupt because they were making jerseys and T-shirts for the XFL, and he didn't pay him money. He pulled up it's a lot of scumbag stuff going on with Vince McMahon.
That's a real Donald Trump move.
Which I'm getting tired of talking about because it's really tough being a guy who grew up on WWE, finding out that Vince in his older years is even bigger scumbag than he's been, over all those years of, screwing wrestlers over and everything else. Now you find out that it's not just wrestlers; he'll just screw over anybody for money. And it's kind of heartbreaking, man. So
yeah.
Besides that, there's no real news. Nothing else is going on. They can't. Nobody can hire anybody, so we don't have any like jumping ship stories. We don't have there's just nothing going on.
Oh, they did
that flip. Akira Tozawa, that flip on Andrade against the barricade.
Yeah.
Holy shoot. That
was good. And I don't know if any of you guys watched Drake Maverick. That was really confusing. I don't know if
I saw clips of it.
I don't know if this is a work where they put him into the list of people that got cut and it's just a storyline, or he's really cut. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
I don't know if it's a work. It's not the best idea to do that. Like they're really, I mean, it's like in the middle of all this scumbag stuff that we're talking about, like maybe making fun of, or not making fun of, but, putting it out there, writing it into the storyline that somebody was cut when they didn't get cut. Like that's a little rough.
WWE's not known for good taste, man. And so,
well, it's not the first time Vince McMahon's fake fired somebody.
It's a good point, actually. That's all they had to say. If anybody had a problem with it, it's like, do you know how many times I've said you're fired? It's never been true on TV.
Yeah. Besides that, NXT they had the weird Johnny Gargano interview with his wife, where they would interview him, and as soon as they would get like really angry, they would change the music and distort him. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And they had the luchadors, the masked luchadors, trying to kidnap
Phantasma,
the new guy, Phantasma. They tried to kidnap him, which I'm telling you, I got a weird feeling NXT's going to do the Dark Order storyline better than Dark Order.
That's a possibility.
With luchadors, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And there's something's going on with Velveteen Dream I don't want to get into because I don't know if it's true or not yet. That I don't even talk about that until more evidence comes out about that.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit on our little meeting yesterday that we had with the wrestlers who were all supposed to be on shows and stuff. But like I said, it's nothing's mattering right now, and by the time anything matters again, it's going to be all hearsay and clickbait, and it'll be over. It'll be yesterday's news before yesterday even happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until he denies it. There's no evidence at all that's come out or anything, so I'm not gonna hang a guy until I know for sure, like what if it's real or not. So I don't want to talk about it until that comes out.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Do we want to do who wins wrestling?
Yes.
Did I win? All right, let's shine that spotlight, folks. Who wins wrestling this week? Who wins wrestling? Blah, 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 blah. All right, Cory, what do you got?
Selena Vega.
Selena Vega. We were just talking about this. She's got the big 3-man faction now.
Like she's getting more TV time and more talking time. She is really she's making her minutes count a lot. And she's also like representing her faction very well. And like on commentary, it was making a lot of sense. It's everything just that she's doing makes a lot of sense. And it's like this is her time more than it's ever been.
Right now, she's doing better than her husband.
Yeah.
I mean, she's doing very well. I really like what they're doing with Selena. I like that she has a faction where like they're not no names, but they're all up and coming guys. Like they're all going to be future stars, all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all going to be future names. So I like that. It's a almost like an evolution type faction without the Triple H ego.
Yeah.
So,
well, without bragging about past accomplishments.
Yeah. I really like it. I enjoy it, and Raw needs a faction now that the OC is gone. So,
they've been killing it the past couple of weeks. Hopefully they keep it up. Mark, how about you? What do you think?
I would say not Kyrie Sane. So let's go. Dude, this is hard for me this week because it's just been so lame. I'm going to go with. I was going to go with the Velveteen Dream until all this stuff came out, because they just teamed them up with Keith Lee, and they're really giving them a big push to war with Adam Cole, and I think this could be a really fun program. So I'm still going to go with it. I'm going to go with Velveteen Dream because it looks, like I said, it looks like him in the Undisputed Era could be a really fun program.
He wins wrestling, but not Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do that. But I am interested in that. The promo work between the two of them is going to be really good. That's the only thing I kind of enjoyed in wrestling this week was that feud.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting when they actually have the match. We got promised that match a while ago. We didn't get the Velveteen Dream Finn Balor match that we were all hoping for. So I'm hoping we get to see that.
Yeah, they said something happened to Finn Balor. Like they made a fake story where he got jumped. I don't know. Maybe he's sick, or maybe I don't know. A lot of these guys from Europe and over there, they're having issues with working in the States with the coronavirus. So hopefully Finn's okay, because I think he's gold right now in NXT. This is the best I've enjoyed Finn Balor is the whole Prince gimmick.
Yeah.
So, and I was looking forward to that match.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wrote a storyline because they knew they buried themselves. Like, where do we go from here? We can't have either guy lose. Velveteen's gonna be wrestling. Velveteen's supposed to be wrestling for the title, and then what do you do with Balor? Balor loses. Is he still supposed to wrestle Walter? We're still waiting on the Walter match.
Yeah, still waiting for that.
That's
I don't know.
Awesome.
Build that Walter.
For me, I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio. Actually, he had a great match with Buddy Murphy this week, qualifying for the Money in the Bank, Money on the Roof, Money up the Steps, whatever you want to call it. I think anytime Rey Mysterio is involved in a ladder match, I think it's going to be a great idea. It's going to make it an even better match. So I'm hoping that he's actually my pick now to win that match. I hope he gets it, and I actually hope he gets the title and a good title run out of it.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Rey Mysterio, hands down, the greatest masked wrestler of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And undeniably cool. He's just.
I don't know. If Matt was here, you'd say it would be Mr. America. All right, man.
I think that's it, man. I think that's all the news. That's all we got. That's all of everything. I'm enjoying my time here on the beach, so I'm going to go kick back with another margarita.
He's drinking Coronas on the beach.
Coronas.
Is it margarita, or you just drink a Diet Coke on the beach?
It's a margarita in a Diet Coke can, so nobody knows that I'm drinking outside.
Yeah, it's got one of those Diet Coke magnets that you put on.
Yeah, just wrap it around.
The Lime-A-Ritas.
All right, that'll do it for us this week, folks. Thanks very much for checking out this episode of Rassle Rock. I'm Rick Connor.
Cory Castle.
Yeah, we all did it
Whoever it was.
We all did it at once.
Mark Callbacker.
1, 2, 3. Let's all do it again all at once.
All right. Oh, my God.